Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know I've been quiet for a while, but that's because I took a nice break for Christmas and the New Year. I spent the last few weeks staying with friends and family and going on a small vacation, but now I'm ready to get back into it again. I had a great time the last few weeks and hopefully you all had a nice holiday break as well. Today I have something completely different for you guys. This is a sponsored video about Tiger Knight Empire War, made by Oasis Games. I actually didn't know about this game until someone from Oasis reached out to me, but now that I'm playing it I'm enjoying the game a lot and therefore I thought it would be a good idea to make a video for them and show it to you guys as well. I'm not forced to be positive or anything like that at all, everything in this video is based on my honest opinion. All the information and the link to the Steam page are in the description below, so be sure to check that out if you want to get some more information or if you want to try out the game yourself. So this is actually a free-to-play game that was released in October 2016. Now you might think, oh well, here we go again, another shitty free pay-to-win game, but no, it's actually completely the opposite in my opinion. In short, Tiger Knight can be described as a mix between Mount and Blade and Total War Arena, with different features and mechanics. In Tiger Knight you will be able to participate in massive battles in ancient China, however you're not controlling this from the air, you're actually fighting yourself and commanding your units from the ground. Let's start from the beginning. When you load up the game for the first time you will be able to play some tutorials and then the character creation begins. As you can see there are loads and loads of customization options here and the game almost looks like an RPG at this point. You're basically able to change and adjust your entire face. After this you will have to enter your preferred gamer tag and you will be able to choose your camp. At this point you're only able to choose from the Wei, Shu and Wu Chinese factions, but in the future you will also be able to choose Rome, Parthia and a Kushan camp. And yes, this means that Roman units will come to the game in the future as well. These starting camps act like the factions in Total War Arena, and this means that every camp has its own unique chain of units and equipment, but we will get back into that later. Now this here is the main menu. It might look a little cluttered or confusing at first, but after some tutorials and playing time you will get used to it in no time. Let's take a look at the progression and the unlocking system in the game. So first of all, if you go to storage you're able to see all the equipment that you unlocked and that you're able to use in game for your character. There are different pieces of armor, various weapons, but also items that provide special abilities and battles and upgrades for your horse mount. You unlock most of this stuff by unlocking and upgrading your units, and that system is really similar to Total War Arena again. The different factions all have access to different units. In order to get the next unit you will need to purchase all required equipment for the last unit, just like how it works in Total War Arena or other similar games. The cool thing is that you can also use this for your personal character. A sword that you unlock for a unit can also be used by yourself on the battlefield. You and your men will also be accompanied by an adjutant on the battlefield. This is a special historical character that boosts your other men in combat and he's a powerful soldier himself as well. Now that we covered the basics of progression, let's take a look at how the battles work themselves. I will take the basic Command Conquest game mode as an example in this video, but there's a lot more as I will explain later. When you load the battle you will have to pick a spawn point for your small army. In this game mode you will be fighting with 4 teammates against 5 enemy armies and you win the battle by defeating all enemy armies or by killing the enemy AI controlled marshal, a special character with lots of hit points. So let's take a look at a little bit of gameplay again. You spawn in alongside your adjutant and your forces. Personal fighting is really similar to Mount and Blade. This means that you can block yourself from different angles by using the mouse and you're able to switch between weapons like bows, spears and swords. The stats of your armor and your weapon is determined by what you equipped and unlocked of course. In this game mode you're supported by your small army though, and you can give your men various commands like following, guarding, charging, and you can order them to use special abilities and formations later in the game. As said, you win the battle by killing the enemy generals, but you're also able to capture some unique points on the battlefield. By holding a point you can get bonuses that range from extra soldiers to replenishment of you and your army's hit points. By capturing these positions you're able to gain an edge on the battlefield. This is not just a run at the enemy and start slashing game though. If you're on your own and in the wrong engagement you will get absolutely murdered in no time at all. The key is to play together as a team and to pick the fight you really want. Once you're in a fight it's actually very hard to get out alive and chances are high your men are not going to survive either. This makes the battles actually really strategic and tactical and it makes the game very fun to play with friends as well. Now besides Command Conquest there are various other game modes as well. Command Siege will allow you to fight similar battles in siege maps, the duel mode will have you fight versus other players without AI controls units, and Epic War offers large scale battles where human players will have to cooperate and fight together against AI controlled forces. The enormous amounts of equipment, game modes and factions keeps the game very fresh and gives it a lot of replay value for me as well. There's obviously a lot more to the game, but in this video I will just keep it to the basics, as I'm still a noob in the game myself, to be honest. Now, as I said, this is actually a free to play game, so you might wonder what can be unlocked by spending real money. Is it pay to win? It looks like the answer is no, to be honest. The system is extremely similar to Total War Arena again. Besides the currencies that you unlock in battles, you're also able to purchase gold. Gold is just another way to unlock stuff in the game. When you run out of XP, you're able to get things unlocked with gold as well. This means that spending real money will make you able to progress through all the units quicker, but you won't be able to unlock unique or better things. Everything that can be unlocked with gold can also be obtained by just playing the game. It just takes a little bit longer. Now, the developers have actually told me that they pay a lot of attention to the pay to win aspect, and they're trying their best to keep it out of the game as much as possible, which is a good thing, of course. Now, there are actually some things where this game could still improve, of course. First of all, the translations and localization. The game has been made by a Chinese developer, and that can be noticed while playing the game as well. English voiceovers and translations are not perfect, and there are plenty of spelling mistakes throughout the entire game. It doesn't really matter for the gameplay, but it still looks silly in a professional game like this. I also think that the tutorials could have been a little better. They do teach you the basics of the game, but I still had no clue what to do when I loaded my first battle. I also think that the main user interface is a bit lacking. It looks very cluttered and full, especially when you compare it to something like Total War Arena, which was very fresh. A cleaner and more user-friendly interface would definitely help new players to get into the game as well. All in all, I still like the game a lot. It's great fun to play with a couple of friends and to just have a good time, basically. It's a perfect combination between strategy and a hack and slash game, and that can also be seen by looking at all the positive reviews on Steam, which is quite rare for a free to play game nowadays. As said, be sure to check out the game below. The link to the Steam and download page are in the description. Thanks for watching today's video, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.